accessible to all who live within our borders. There should never be any resolution that would be made to transform the lives of the people who live in Gauteng without their buy-in and approval. Extensive public participation and consultation will be a standard before any implementation of legislations. We have learned a lot through the e-toll debacle and will never repeat this action, which did nothing but undermine the people of Gauteng and spit in the face of the poor and marginalized. This is the government for the people, by the people. We guarantee the safety and security of all people who live in Gauteng, especially women and children. The Department of Social Development and Community Safety will start a review of all appointees and candidates of the different Metro Police services. Officers will be employed on merit, qualification and experience, and those that have been appointed through cadre deployment will be removed from the system. Cases of child and women abuse will be prioritized, and this should be resolved within 2 months of getting into the judiciary system. We all know that justice delayed is justice denied. One of our other key pointers is that we will ensure that everyone has fair and equal opportunity to make maximum progress in their lifetime by leading massive labor absorptive and sustainable development, by protecting sustainable industrial development and diversification to create millions of decent jobs through state-led industrialization, benefiting and industrialization a minimum of 50% of all mineral resources locally, producing and processing all food for local consumption in the province by intensifying small-scale farming and agriculture and legally compelling food traders to buy locally products. Building a sustainable food economic chain which will supply the food items to other parts of the world to create millions of jobs. Ensuring that all products and goods that contribute to the state construction projects are locally produced unless in an exceptional case. Ensuring the development, protection, and localization of industries that deal in glass, building materials, furniture, electronics, amongst other things. We shall also provide quality housing and sanitation. Social and economic transformation can never be realized without addressing the key issues of land. With the Land Expropriation Bill passed, March 2015 will mark the start of the Provincial Act to take all land to its custodianship. On March 2016, we will open for applications for the reissuing of licenses to use it for agricultural purposes and other sustainable economic activities. We will start the implementation of use it or lose it on land. Those who do not use their land will lose it to the government custody, which in turn will use it in construction with human settlement development. The land owned, a perfect example is the land that's owned by Wits University in Calvin that has not been used for more than 10 years. In May 2015, development will commence, allowing for the rollout of quality houses for the people of Alexander, more especially Situetla, Bezinyawo, and all other forgotten societies. We will furthermore roll out 500,000 houses by 2019, increasing the total to 70,000 houses a year instead of the 30,000. This will allow us to close the 200,000 housing deficit consisting of those who have been on the waiting list since '96. This is minus immigration. We will also see in this term the realization of nationalization of all mines and other strategic sectors, establishments within Gauteng. Plans as to who, how, and when this happen will be made available as we finish drafting the plans. We will build state and government capacity which will lead to the abolishment of tenders. For a successful state that seeks to drive real economic and industrial development and provide better services, an inspired, skilled, and well-compensated public service is required. The public service should be strengthened for a sustainable transformation of the economy. The ethos of such state should be a development and a very strong and hence consistent and anti-corruption measures. This is emphasized because the task of fundamental economic transformation requires a strong state with the ability to develop a clear strategic vision and be able to implement and monitor the progress being made. This should essentially be a state that has the capacity to marshal all progressive social forces in society, particularly the working class, toward the developmental objectives. The state should build internal capacity to construct and maintain infrastructure such as roads, railway, dams, and basic services such as schools, houses, hospitals, and recreational facilities. The state's dependence on tenders has massive political implication and often reduces the quality of work provided because of corruption and the corruptibility of the whole tendering system. In addition, the reliance on tenders limits the capacity of the state to directly industrialize the province by deliberately building value chains through direct state procurement. The province's capacity to perform these functions will entail that the public service and its servants be properly maintained, serviced, and adequately remunerated at all levels. At the center of a strong developmental province like our own should be a motivated, inspired, and well remunerated public service that shares in the developmental vision of the province. These interventions should be coupled by an increased capacity to aggressively fight corruption and criminality within the province. The fight against corruption should not be a side issue, but a fundamental component of the state apparatus in order to increase public confidence in the province. In this context, come 2015, we will place premium on strengthening the revolutionary trade union movement in the public sector, which should establish a practical and immediate bridge through which the working class exercises its power over the state apparatus. As of November 2015, all departments and government agencies will abolish the usage of private companies in fulfilling their core functions and duties that the government and its departments have to fulfill. We will ban the usage of consultants and project management units as a basis of delivering services. We will build internal capacity to fulfill our office's own functions and responsibilities. This will prevent employees being influenced and bribed by private companies and consultants in their fulfillment of government tasks. We shall also establish a provincial court which will promptly respond to the incidences of corruption and maladministration. We will accept nothing less than 100% prosecution of all those found guilty of this injustice towards the people of Gauteng through corruption. The people of Gauteng have spoken, and as their government we have listened. As of the 1st of April 2015, the e-tolls will be scrapped in Gauteng. The countries will be removed physically and the system done away once and for all. We still emphasize that Gauteng is the province of the people and there shall be no decision made for the people without them.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was Lindi DZIMBA from EFF. In number 011-866-9237. You have an opportunity to ask questions and engage again with these opposition parties. Mr. David Nakora, the Premier of Gauteng, who delivered his speech as unrealistic, and again he could have done better, but he didn't. So EFF corner it delivered his speech in number 011-866-9237. So it must be a imagine test in